In this video, we discuss Swedish Punch.
We explore Swedish Punch's historical background, unique ingredients, and flavor profile.
We will build two classic cocktails showcasing this pre-prohibition darling.
We are Teak with Tavern Hospitality, educating minds and palates on wine, spirits, and food. First, the Swedes became smitten with the delightfully extravagant precursor to modern rum, Batavia Arrack.
Batavia Arrack brings a complexity of rum flavors along with a fermented red rice, funk from its original home of Indonesia.
The Swedes mixed the Batavia Arrack with demerara sugar, teas, and spices from Jakarta and shipped the batched beverages home to Sweden.
This concoction was drunk in the early 1700s, just as a punch era was taking hold in other parts of the world, like England and the US.
By 1733, the Swedish East India Company began importing the red rice and sugarcane from Southeast Asia to start production of local Batavia Arrack in Sweden.
This increase in availability of Batavia Arrack permitted the Swedish population to make their own punch at home.
Drinking punch during and after a nice meal became the standard in Sweden. By the 1840s, a Swedish wine merchant determined he could lease the storage casks beneath the Stockholm castle and bottle his version of punch to be sold.
Many other producers followed suit, and punch became an integral part of Swedish tradition, to the extent that the language was influenced.
There are approximately 80 Swedish words derived from punch, including a punch veranda, a porch designed specifically for the drinking of punch.
Life goals. Even today, special occasions in Sweden will usually be toasted with punch. In the mid-1800s, Swedish immigrants brought their version of punch to the United States.
Soon after, cocktail books began referencing Swedish punch. There are over 50 recipes for pre-prohibition cocktails using Swedish punch.
William Schmidt's Fancy Drinks and Popular Beverages recommends mixing Swedish punch with seltzer or Rhine wine and dates back to 1896.
The distinguished Harry McElhone featured many Swedish punch cocktails in his 1923 book, Harry of Ciro's ABC of Mixing Cocktails.
The famous 1930s The Savoy Cocktail book also discusses Swedish punch.
Once Prohibition hit, Swedish punch, like many wonderful spirits and liquors, was eliminated from American cocktail culture.
Then, in 2012, the Swedish company Kronen brought Swedish punch back to the US.
Swedish punch showcases flavors of allspice, cloves, anise, caramel, and dried citrus.
Though it is sweeter than pure rum, the tannins from the baking spices balance it out.
I found it works equally well with whiskey and gins, which permits easy plays on many classics like the daiquiri, old fashioned, or martini.
Try swapping out a portion of your base liquor for Swedish punch to add a new layer of complexity. But keep in mind, it is only 26% ABV.
Let's make a 12 miles out.
Alright, this is a 3-ingredient cocktail which we love, super easy. We're going to begin with first chilling your glass. Always make sure you do that. As far as the ingredients, we have 3/4 ounce of light rum. We're using Plantation 3-star, big fans of that. Great for the value. Next we have the star of the show, the Kronen Swedish Punch. Again, 3/4 ounce. So not only 3 ingredients, but also equal parts. A lot of fun. Then we have 3/4 ounces of Calvados. Calvados is an apple brandy from the Normandy region of France, one of our favorites. And if you think about the apple flavor within the spices that are in the Swedish Punch, just pretty perfect. All right, now we're going to add ice to the mixing glass. All right, as Shen mixes that up, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this drink. So it's actually an adaptation from the 1930 edition of the Savoy Cocktail book, which has the drink shaken rather than stirred. Now, nowadays, most cocktails that are pure liquor, as this is, are going to be stirred rather than shaken, so we're going with that methodology. But if you shook it, hey, you're following the old recipe, nothing wrong with that. We're going to get rid of that ice. We have a nice chilled glass. Jen is going to use her julep strainer. Beautiful color. And we have a garnish.
Cheers!
Let's make a Waldorf cocktail number 2.
First, as always, chill your glass, very important. This is also a 3-ingredient cocktail, so you don't need much around. First, we're gonna go with 1.5 ounces of dry gin. We love, Beefeater, always a good choice, good bang for your buck. And then our star, fermented punch, 1.5 ounces of that as well. I'm just gonna add so many delicious flavors to go along with that gin, and then, the rum base, it's gonna go great with lime. So 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice. Always fresh. And then this is a shake and drink because we have that citrus, we will emulsify it. So this is the Waldorf No. 2 cocktail because they had a couple house cocktails at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel Bar. 12 shakes is all you need. Nice chill. And he's going to double strain this into the glass. A fine mesh strainer there just to make sure there's no pulp or seeds that may have gone through. And then a lime twist. So very pleasing on the eyes.
Cheers.
We hope you enjoyed learning about Swedish punch.
If nothing else, feel inspired to drink some punch.
You can check out acclaimed cocktail historian David Wondrick's book, Punch.
If you like reading about wine and spirits, head to tequatavern.com where we post articles about topics ranging from Velvet Palermo to Lillet.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel here.
If you'd like to see a video about Batavia Arrack, please click here.